Coming up next on Small Town Big Deal. Some familiar faces help this colorful town celebrate more than a wee bit of Irish fun. And we're heading to an Ohio town where farmers grow an abundance of hope.
$3.
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. We're in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and most people know that it's known for its hot springs.
Yeah, I think a lot of people know that. What they probably don't know, Jan, is that it's also home to the world's shortest working street.
That's right, we're standing right on it, and it is soon to host the world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade. And what it lacks in length, it makes up for in attitude.
Get ready for some fun. From big hair to belly dancers, cupcake costumes to cowgirls, this is a parade not to be missed. Thank you very much.
This madcap mania began in 2003 when it was discovered by a group of residents that Ripley's Believe It or Not had once deemed their very own Bridge Street the world's shortest street in everyday use.
98 feet exactly.
So a small but savvy group of Hot Springs residents turned that little fact into a hugely successful pint-sized parade.
What started out as mini has become massive.
Now, nearly 30,000 parade watchers gather every March 17th because you never know what you might see. Like the world's largest leprechaun. So I tell you, you're the most colorful guy I've seen so far today.
Yeah.
It gets better as it goes, trust me.
How long does it take you to get all garbed up like this?
Oh, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The thing is getting all the goo in the beard.
Yeah,
what is that
What is
exactly?
that?
I don't know. We put
It only
that on.
takes a couple weeks to come out.
No, well, fortunately it does. It washes out real good. In fact, by the end of the parade, part of it's over here, some of it's down here, but hey, you
But
know.
this is real. If I pull on it, it's real.
Oh, baby, oh, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's
Now
real.
look at your fingers,
That's
though.
real. Oh, it's like eating Cheetos.
That's it.
How would you describe what to expect?
That's a good one. Probably different. Different. You will not.
That I've already kind of figured out.
Hey. You will never go to a St. Patrick's Day parade that will have anything like what you're about to see here. One year, we asked these folks, where are you from? There was people here from Hong Kong.
Oh.
We had people here from Canada. We had a lot of people from out of the country. I mean, it was nuts. And every year it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
And speaking of big, this small town of Hot Springs, Arkansas has snagged some pretty big names from Hollywood as their grand marshal throughout the years.
Jim Belushi, Mike Rowe, Bo Derek, and Mario Lopez, just to name a few.
We hear there's an even bigger star marching in the parade this year. The king of rock and roll himself, times about 20.
Thank you very much. We are the International Order of Irish Elvi, Hot Springs chapter.
Elvi, that's a term.
Elvi, the plural for Elvis is Elvi. And I really think that you got an Elvis thing going on. A little of this, get a little bit of this.
Oh, my legs are starting to go.
As Elvis Rodney gets all shook up and parade goers do the same, we're off to meet this year's celebrity parade starter.
The one and only Gary Busey.
Too much.
What is your favorite movie you've done?
That I've done? All of them.
You like them all?
Oh, yeah. I've done over 157.
When you first started out, did you dream this big?
Oh, no. I just did it for the fun. You know, I came out to LA in a band.
What did you think when you first heard about this parade?
Yeah. I wanted to go and be a part of the celebration and be a part of the hospitality.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen to the rock and roll music, yeah.
No French kissing.
And the characters keep on coming. Hot Springs has its own Blarney stone, reportedly discovered by a leprechaun in the forest around Hot Springs.
Is that a two-lipper?
For over 200 years, pilgrims have climbed the steps of Blarney Castle in County Cork, Ireland, to kiss the legendary Blarney Stone. Now, in the early years, you had to be held by the ankles and lowered headfirst over the battlements to give your kiss. Today, one has to lean over the rail backward, holding onto an iron railing to kiss the powerful stone. Now, once kissed, it bestows the gift of eloquence.
Yeah, I'm ready. When Irish eyes are smiling.
To win this Blarney Stone kissing contest, you have to be the best at romancing the stone. The prize here? Cash.
And it's got a phone number, guys.
I've heard what you get when you kiss the real Blarney Stone in Ireland is the gift of gab. I'm pretty sure Jan has kissed that stone multiple times.
Really?
Okay, moving on. It's still early, but parade entries are getting into place and spectators are starting to claim their spot to see the parade. And I think, yes, I am sure I hear bagpipes in the distance. I love bagpipes.
The Lane College Pipe Band showed us how it's done. They even let us try our hand at the drums. You know, I thought we did a pretty good job. Am I doing good? But for some reason, they didn't ask us to join them in the parade.
The excitement is building and the parade start is getting close. We'll be right back with some very familiar dancers, some famous musical brothers, and of course, the...
Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal. We are in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and we're here for the St. Patty's Day Parade.
That's right, thus the green water. But you can't be in Hot Springs and not talk about why it's called Hot Springs.
Yeah, you know, water comes out of the ground, thermal water at 143 degrees, and it's supposed to have healing powers.
American Indians call the area the Valley of the Vapors. It is said to have been a neutral territory where all tribes could enjoy its healing waters in peace. From those days to the late 1800s, when a row of Victorian-style bathhouses was developed, the hot springs drew people here. The town was a draw for all types of folks. Gangsters like Al Capone and Lucky Luciano spent time here.
But so did some great athletes, including the legendary Babe Ruth. The Boston Red Sox came for spring training, or should we say Springs training. Now that's a pretty colorful past for such a small town.
It is, but today the color is Irish green as the town prepares for the world's shortest St. Patty's Day Parade.
Well, Jen, I saw a lot of blue and white heading toward Bridge Street.
Oh, I wondered how long it would take him to notice them.
The Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders have been performing at this parade for years, usually with only 4 cheerleaders. This year, that number has doubled. Jenna, this is your first time here, but the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders have been here many times. So what did they tell you about Hot Springs?
I've heard so many great things about Hot Springs and how the people are just so inviting and so spirited.
Jenna has joined an elite group of women who have worn this uniform. The Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders actually started back in 1960. I think you guys do some community projects too, right? What all do you do?
We do tons of stuff. So we go on our USO tour every year, which I was very blessed to do that for the past 2 years. We also do a lot of hospital visits. We go to nursing homes. That's always my favorite.
Sure, good for you.
We do a lot of stuff.
You know, here in Hot Springs, another important job is being Grand Marshal of the parade.
Yeah, and this year it's Kevin Bacon and his brother Michael.
And the Bacon brothers are also headlining the after-parade concert. When was the first time you guys played instruments together?
I'm younger. I would hear him playing. He was in a band with my sister. It was called a jug band, where you used guitar and banjo and wash tub bass and a washboard and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a jug. And a jug.
And a jug, I'm like,
yeah, right, exactly, yeah, forgot the most important part. I didn't have an instrument, so I would just write the melodies and the lyrics in my head and then sing them to him, and he would figure them out and sort of structure the song and put the changes together. And
the actual real work involved.
Yeah.
Kevin's ability to use lyrics to communicate with people, I saw that very, very early.
Both brothers showed such respect for the talent of the other. It was obvious. There was more than blood that connected these two.
These 2 sons, 2 brothers, hugely successful. What is the Bacon family secret?
The gene pool there is pretty good.
Yeah, so what's the secret?
You have to just say, it's not like I'm going to give it a few years and see how it goes. This is what I'm going to do for my life, and if you work hard enough, it'll come back to you.
When do I pinch you?
What?
The tradition is if you're not wearing green on St. Patrick's Day, you get pinched.
Oh, I have green underwear on.
You have green underwear on. Okay, see, he's passed. Okay, no.
I didn't even know that tradition.
You can put on my underwear.
I'm just going to have...
Now that's true brotherly love.
Okay, Nick, you take off.
While the brothers get ready to be grand marshals of the parade, Jan and I help the officials confirm that this still is the shortest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world.
98!
Just as evening falls, it's what everyone has been working on, waiting for, and sometimes traveling miles to see. The world's shortest St. Patrick's Day parade.
Here we go!
And we're off. Look, here comes our drum and piper friends. This fire truck is almost as long as the parade route itself at 52 feet.
Looks like Irish royalty can strut their stuff.
Here come the dogs, and there goes Jan.
Bear, what do you think? Oh, he says top of the morning to you.
Here comes our parade grand marshals, the Bacon Brothers.
I'm looking forward to their concert after the parade.
Me too. Yeah, I bet it was hard to find drivers for those cars.
Rodney is totally getting his Elvi on. Oh, next year, sequin jumpsuit.
Thank you very much.
Woo! Oh, I think I hit someone.
After the parade, the Bacon Brothers took the stage to share their music with this crowd.
36 cents and a couple of fender knitting flat bits. A crumpled piece of paper with the lyrics to this song.
There's no doubt that the big deal in Hot Springs is more than just the parade. I mean, the dedication that all the volunteers have, they really make it a lot of fun.
Right, and all the energy that flows from not just the hot springs, but from the hearts of all the folks that live here, and that's no Blarney.
You're watching Small Town Big Deal.
Up next, harvesting hope in the Ohio countryside. Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
Now, I'm sure if you take a listen, you know where we are. We are at an auction. What are you doing?
I have that reaction when I'm at an auction.
That is not good.
You got a number, don't
I
you?
have a number. Don't bid on my number. Okay, it's not your typical auction, though. We're going to show you.
The hills of Morgan County, Ohio are very much alive with the sound of
325, and that number is 415.
bidding. There's an auction here generating a lot of buzz, drawing in folks from miles around.
It was fun. Like Elaine was saying, it was kind of like gambling, but on like a lower scale, I guess.
All right, there.
The appetite today is not for fine works of art like Picasso's or Rembrandt's.
Fine produce like pumpkins and raspberries are building enough hype to satisfy anyone's appetite.
Oh, it's terrific. It's a lot better than anywhere else you go.
This is the Chester Hill Produce Auction. The food that's bought and sold here does way more than nourish people. It unites a community and fosters growth.
We're trying to work to increase local food systems as an economic driver, to put money in a farmer's pocket. That's what we're doing.
Sophie, 11 bucks, 127.
Chester Hill lies 80 miles southeast of Columbus and 30 miles from the border of West Virginia. It has a population of about 300.
Agriculture is the driving industry here, mostly made up of small farms. Since the area is very rural, it can be tough for farmers to get their produce to market.
But there's more in there.
Or for families and businesses to get to a market that sells fresh, healthy produce. Since 2005, the Chester Hill auction has been pumping more fresh food and more money into the area year after year.
I think we started out, maybe $15,000. Right now we're at pretty close to $250,000.
So that's all new money for these farmers because they didn't have that market before.
Right.
Many of the area farmers are Amish, and getting to any market often meant a day traveling in their buggies rather than a day working in their fields.
We knew there were a lot of Amish farmers who brought their produce, but man, the minute we saw that very first horse and buggy and farmer with all of his produce, I just got chills.
It's operated by nonprofit Rural Action, who partners with other nonprofits like AmeriCorps.
So this is huge for the Amish community that's growing this produce anyway. And whether or not they're able to sell it is dependent on whether there's a market. So this created the market in a lot of ways.
It provides a gathering place. You know, there's not as much business, there's not as many places to go and meet your friends and your neighbors. So this is kind of providing another space for that.
Gosh, this is really cool to see this community come together. I mean, you got everybody out here. You got business owners, you got just local people buying food for their own table.
So I think today we proved that eating healthy isn't expensive.
It brings back the good things. I mean, who could not want a fresh tomato or a green pepper?
There's so much goodness happening here. You've got volunteers helping their community, there's a great market for farmers, and people are getting access to good food who might not normally have it. And as Rodney's learning, it doesn't take long to get caught up in the community spirit and lend a hand.
Dale Taylor drives produce to the auction for Amish people who live far away.
And while Rodney helps Dale offload, I'm off loading up. Oh, you got me. Okay. Oatmeal sandwiches, homemade, cherry pie.
Now these are just regular potatoes, right?
Yeah.
Cinnamon rolls.
Is that one right here?
Yeah.
I'm out here unloading buggies, and Jan's in there buying cherry pie, cinnamon bread, oatmeal cookies, not sure what else.
I don't know where Rodney is, but if he sees this, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Hey, I won.
Now that the auction is in high gear, I've got my eye on a dozen ears of corn.
Here's a hint, Jan. Bidding and paying attention go hand in hand.
1036 and then times 5. You know that, didn't you?
When the auctioneer said you knew you were buying 5 dozen, didn't you? I went, yeah, sure. I lied.
Well, we can't take that on the plane.
I'm giving some to the crew, and I'm donating some.
Hey, I'm not alone. There are others who have made bidding blunders.
My dad got over 20-some watermelons by accident.
$2 on them canned tomatoes with you too.
Twice a week from May through October, people join together to empower their community.
The result? A landscape buzzing with the sound of an auction where, no matter how big or small, every bid is a winner. Welcome back to Small Town Big Deal.
So, Jan, did you learn a little bit about bidding at the auction?
I knew he was going to bring that up. Hey, I donated some to the local food bank. I gave some to the crew.
Yeah, that was good. I've had a little more experience. Good thing you weren't buying a $15,000 tractor. We might have 3 of them.
Thanks for helping me out, by the way. I thought it was cool, though, that they brought the buyers and the bidders to the farmers.
Yeah, and it was some great produce.
There was. Now, I want to know if we're going to see that inner Elvis come out again.
Maybe. I mean, I think Elvis is still in the building.
So, can you end the show with a little hip wiggle?
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Small Town Big Deal.
I think that's a no. I'm Jan Carl.
And I'm Rodney Miller. Join us again next week when once again we celebrate the great stories from across America.
All right. Woo! Oh! It skipped like a rock. I think I hit someone. I'm hitting people!
You know what we should do? Shoot me upside down.
Now, why is that?
Because I'm part bat. I like to hang down rather than hang out. Wouldn't it be fun for you to talk to a guy hanging upside down?
That would be different.
We've never done an interview like that. I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, so I'm almost stepping outside the lines here interviewing a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Okay, you can be a cheerleader fan.
But I tell you, my brother is a huge Cowboy fan, so he's going to be eating his heart out right now.